A good brunchin'. A good brunchin'. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. 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 Everybody. Good brunchin'. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. Everybody. Good brunchin'. You are tuned into the Good Brunchin Podcast. Good Brunchin. Good brunchin', good people. Yes.
It's the intro for me.
I was about to say the same thing. It's the intro for me, okay? This is the Good Brunchin Podcast. Yes, y'all are now tuned in to the Good Brunchin Podcast Monday through Friday with your favorite hosts, Bill the Billionaire, Tamika, and my brother Ace Brown. But we are now live on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Y'all know, make sure y'all tell a friend. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram on all platforms, the Good Brunchin Podcast. We are here Monday through Fridays, different topics, different situations. It gets crazy right here on the Brunch Hour. But we're here. My brother Ace is might be in the building tonight, but don't fear. We're going to hold it down for you. So Good Brunchin, everybody on Instagram. Meek, what's good with you? How you feeling? What's good with you? Okay, you got to unmute yourself, mama. There you go.
Maintaining, not complaining. Solar eclipse day, so I'm taking it in, meditating and contemplating and just breathing. Energy is high, so just focused on what I'm grateful for today. So
Okay. Good brunchin', people. Good brunchin', everybody over there. And I was going to ask you, we got this whole eclipse about to happen. And y'all know on Mondays, we do our meditation Mondays with Miss Healing Hoods herself. So y'all going to get a little bit of that. But how you feeling today, though? How's your energy? I know we're going to speak on it later, but how's your energy right now?
So it's excitement. The energy is high for me today. I know everybody's excited because there's a solar eclipse, but then you also have the paranoid people who out here driving crazy because they're rushing. So the energy is high. So I'm just breathing, making sure I take my deep breaths, making sure I continue to pray, stay away from people because I know, it's gonna be a crazy Monday, but I'm grateful for it because it's the beginning of a week. So. Week.
It's the beginning of a week. A long week. I don't know. I felt something like not even just because of the eclipse thing. This is like my first time. I guess this is my first time seeing the eclipse because I wasn't here for the first one. Right? That's true. What year was it?
1776. Well, an eclipse like this because we've had
eclipse like this. But we not have one like this.
Not one like this. The power of the way the earth and the moon and the sun is going to align and the moon is blocking the sun. So, that's a whole other story. But an eclipse like this happened in 1776. So
1776. We weren't even little sperms yet. Oh man. We wasn't even thought of. How was your weekend?
It was good. The kids had sports. I sat and just did a lot of my cleansing and just lived, just took everything in. Pause.
I mean, you don't necessarily got to pause, but shout out to the angry producer. I was waiting. I'm waiting for shout out to the angry producer. I was waiting. I know he's excited about his new toys he's got over there in the studio. But for me this weekend, what did I do? I was it's crazy because I didn't have any shows this weekend. I was off, but I had everything else to get her to do. I was, we just came back from AC, but then I had my cousin had an engagement party we was at, and then I had another event. I went to a surprise party, and then I had to go golf because I had to get my golf in. But I was busy, but I wasn't busy, and then I got to get a shout out to Meek. Meek brought my inner kid back. I didn't know how much I miss playing Call of Duty, but we've been rocking on this Call of Duty. Shout out to DJ Fish J. We've been on there bugging. So I can't mess with y'all because they like make me be like a kid. Like on the weekends, maybe during the week I can't. We was up until 3 something in the morning playing Call of Duty. Like really? Like nah. Only on the I got work to do.
It's been a while. It's been a while that
Yes,
I
it
haven't.
has.
So it felt good.
All
It
right,
took me.
people. Yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool. What up, Sha? Good brunching. Auntie, good brunching. All right, y'all. So listen, we're gonna get in, let's unpack that. Hey, y'all, good afternoon. We don't say good afternoon here. We say good brunching. But good brunching, Lala. Okay, good to see you. Look, Meek out here cursing people out. You know when she out here written ready to curse her. Oh, okay.
No,
We,
I'm
you
not.
know.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. So listen, if y'all ever want to get us any topics or situations for us to go ahead and put here on the show, send it in to the Good Brunchin Podcast at gmail.com. All right, send your emails and like you want to send your videos in for the we talked about the roll call last week that we're gonna try to get ahead and do this Friday. So send those videos into the Good Brunchin Podcast at gmail.com. Gmail.com so you can send those in. But people, it's time to get into that topic of the day. It's time to get into the topic of the day. And today's topic, I hope you're ready. Today's topic, people, is who are better communicators, men or women? Who's the better communicator?
Gentlemen first.
No. It's always ladies first. I feel like we're communicating right now. Ladies first. Like who are better communicators? Like let's be honest. Let's talk about this. Good brunching, Lala.
I mean, I will say women, of course, because I'm a woman, and I do feel communicate better than a man, especially when it comes to my household. I feel like I communicate better, um, especially when it comes to, and don't hang me for this, parenthood. I do feel I'm a better communicator when it comes to that. I do
What do you mean?
feel
When you say parenthood, you talking about to the
so
kids
to the kids
or
when it comes
okay?
to no, like yeah, to the kids. Like me, the way I communicate, I feel it is better than when he communicates.
Oh,
So
I like this. I like this. So you feel you communicate. All right. What do you? All right. So why do you feel like you communicate
not in
better?
everything. Let
Not
me not in
okay. I
everything.
like that. No. I get that because that's another thing.
Right.
It's certain situations. So you know what I'm saying.
But I
But
do
I like that. I
feel
like the kid thing.
to like when it comes to the discipline and the household
Mhm.
chores, when it comes to they need to get up and go to school, or they need to sit and do this and they need to sit and do that. I do feel I communicate better than what he does because there's times that he just be like, whatever. But that's not his fault because certain things that I feel might be important for the kids, he might not see it that way because that's something he's not used to. So I do feel I communicate better because of like, listen, I gotta explain not only to the kids why I feel this is important, but also to him, and then he'll realize it. And then he goes, all right, so you tell them what it is that they have to do.
Mhm. I feel like that's real sensitive when it comes to things like that because like I believe like there's certain things that I it's not that I don't take it serious, but I feel like it doesn't have to be this deep or whatever. But
Mhm.
and I feel it's like how the kids receive certainly like there's a certain way, like for a perfect example, I'm gonna use my dog, right? My dog, I can tell my dog stop one time and she's not gonna go back over there and grab that thing that I saw that was there.
Mhm.
Jackie get ahead and say stop, and she'll stop, but then she's going back over there.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And it's just on how they receive the communication.
right,
So I think it's on how you receive the communication
right.
is where you say, okay, that's why sometimes they'll be like this. Now I let you handle it because when you say it this way it gets done. But then you have some people that be like, okay, I might say this, and then they might cry or do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So now your way might be a wetter way because when you say it,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
goes. I think it's just how they receive.
No, I agree. I agree. Because like I said, like if I had to choose, that's why I would say a woman. But like I did say earlier, I've seen women that can't communicate for crap, and I've seen men that's just horrible at it as well. So it's like, I do feel it depends on the circumstance. It depends on what it is. Like I don't know crap about lacrosse, the sport
Okay.
lacrosse. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. That's how that's just
Lacrosse.
show you I don't know anything about it. I'm not gonna sit and put my 2 cents in that. I'm not gonna try to say anything or communicate on any of that because of the fact that I don't know nothing about it. But when it comes to certain ways of cooking or something, I could probably sit and communicate better because that's something that I know about. That's something that I'm experienced in. So that's why I just feel like it's me personally is because either way, if you can't communicate something, I'm gonna have to come in and take over.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go to the comments. We got Auntie over on Instagram said, "I think men sometimes we women can over communicate. Over communicate. I wish. I feel like I don't think a lot of women over communicate. I think they under communicate, if we can say that, because I feel like
I wish it
they
was the other way
and I'm
around.
not and excuse me, and I'm not just saying just women. I think men do it too, but I feel like women think that men are like mind readers with certain things. You know what I mean? And it's like you got to communicate and let us know, what you need, this is that, and you think, oh, because you did this way. Some people need, more than one time. I got to hear it more than one. You said it once, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. But for me, like I said, I feel like communication in all ways. Who's a better communicator? It's hard because it's situational. It's situational, because I feel like in certain relationships, there's situations that a man will get ahead and communicate. Oh, I need this. Then there's certain things that a man will be like, "No, I'm not even going to say nothing because I'm holding things in." So I don't even want to get ahead and speak on it because it's like a whole back and forth. Yes, we do think y'all are mind readers. See, yes, look, Lala said, yes, we do think y'all. That's the problem. That is the problem right there. Like
So
y'all can't expect us to do things just because you mentioned this. No, we have to communicate. Express yourself. We're not Tamaicas. I don't got the Uno cards. But go ahead.
I
Yeah, I mean, what you got to say?
I feel it's the other way around. I do feel men don't express themselves as much as women do or should. I do feel, and the reason why I feel that is because again, I do feel when it comes to expressing, especially how y'all feel, there's too much pressure on y'all, especially our black men. It's like if I sit and express how I feel, or if I sit and I say what it is that I'm feeling, I might be considered emotional or overly emotional or being feminine. So I do feel men do not express themselves as much as women do because of that, because they hold it back like, oh, I'm a man, I shouldn't be even be feeling like this or thinking like
Nah.
this. That's
I'll put
why
it
I
like
feel
this.
I feel too much pressure.
Let me just go to the comments real quick. Ant said on Instagram, women think men should know what they're talking about, which I can't stand. We are not mind readers. Just tell us. And no, not all women do it, but a good amount. And Lala said it on YouTube. I think YouTube or Facebook said, yes, I agree. They don't express themselves. We are emotional.
We
But
are
like, yeah, like
emotional.
yeah, yeah. I feel women, y'all are emotional, but so am I. I know me. I'm an emotional person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an emotional person. So, I've learned as I've grown, I have to communicate because not being able to communicate made me hold all the weight of everything that I was holding in. You know what I'm saying? So, like things that I had problems with, instead of saying I had problems with, I just either settled and just carried that on myself. So when you do that, that's more than getting. I feel a whole lot lighter now because I communicate. Nah, I need this. No, this is what I want, or this is how I feel about a certain situation. Because you holding all that in yourself, nah, I can't do that. We've got to communicate. So for am I learning now? I'm gonna say I'm gonna speak for me. I feel like from the man for I'm gonna communicate. I'm one of those like, nah, you gotta get me to stop talking because
Right.
sometimes I gotta hold myself back because you don't want to do what Auntie said is
Mm-hmm.
over communicate. Over communicate.
So
So
what's over communicating though?
over like it's all right. Excuse me.
What would be considered over communicating, right? Because like what's being said, men are not mind readers. So What's considered over communicating?
Okay, I like that, and I think I got an answer for that.
Mhm.
Over communicating for me, I feel like I'm communicating. Let's say, let's just we're speaking in a relationship wise, right?
Mhm.
Let's say I need. Look, I'm just gonna give this. I need my back rubbed. I need dinner on this. I need this. These are the things that I need, right? And I'm communicating. This is what I need. Let's do it one thing at a time. You know what I mean? Because now when you over communicate, you're giving them everything. Like, okay, so I told you I need these things, and I'm like, yo, but I also need you to do this, and I
Right.
also need you to do this. Like, you just need everything to be perfect, and you over communicate because now the person you putting on to, they're taking everything. So now it's like now they're at the point like, yo, what the fuck do I do? You know what I'm saying? So you might be putting too much on them. So that's why I feel like over communicate, putting it up. Now, if you're and I don't know if Auntie meant it this way too, over communicating by repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. I'm like, look, I hate that. I don't
I
need you.
would,
Look,
yeah, so I think that's for me, that will be over communication when you're repeating it over and over and over. I would think that Brooklyn, shh, sorry. I think that will be sorry guys, over communicating if you're repeating something over and over. But if you have something you need to express and then has to be expressed, it shouldn't be considered over communicating. That's how I personally feel because that's
all right.
something
So I
that
do you feel like you should just take your go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
but
I'm
so
sorry.
now if you feel is over communicating with your significant other, when is it time to sit and let that out?
It's one thing at a time. Like it's a process. Like especially when you with somebody, we're together for how long. You know what I mean? Like this is it's like we're not going to sit here like and this is what people got to understand. And this is a perfect example. When you buy a house, you buy the house and you spend all this money in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first thing everybody, I want to get the basements done. I want to go get this done. I want to go, you're going to go house broke trying to build it. You got a daggone mortgage for daggone 35 years, 40 years, whatever, whatever your mortgage is. So now, why are you rushing? We're going to be here for a minute. We're going to get it to where we want to get it. But now, if I'm over here doing all this, what's that cause? All that stress, all that stuff is on top because we trying to do everything. So that's over. Okay, look, we in this relationship. If we in this relationship, okay, you need this. We gonna work up. We gonna work our way up. We ain't running up the steps trying to catch. Nah, because now I want to be out. I want to get off. That's what comes next. I want to get off. Repeating over and over in a condescending manner can become a problem. Yes, it can. And then I hate when you communicate something and now they know it's a problem and they poke at what's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, or they overexaggerate, like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I do this. And then I'm like, oh, that's not what I want you to do. That's not how, you know what I mean? And that's when you start taking their communication and throwing that joint back at them. You see how we just flipped that? Boom.
Right. So, do you feel communication is also what, like the way you express it, like the way you would communicate, how you communicate? Do you think men do it better? Like, do you think women are more calm when it comes to the communication than men, or vice versa?
Depending on the situation. Like I confront, like that's one reason, like me now and before, like I confront, I used to have conversations, like let's say arguments, right? I'm gonna say arguments when I was drinking. You know how when you drinking, you just now
Mhm.
you saying everything, like yo, da, da, da. Like it was just so crazy to where I used to communicate. And I'm like, and I confront during those times, the stuff I said, I meant those things, but it was
Mhm.
how I was communicating them when I was
Right.
drinking, right? So now to see on the other side, not drinking like that, and like having those situations, it gives yourself more time to really think, like, okay, how do I want to say this? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And because I'm still gonna get the same point across, but
Right.
where you are right there, and then like you have those heated arguments anyway. You know what I mean? So that's just like that things got heated, but it can go either way. But I like you gotta. It's a grown.
Emotional damage.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the angry producer, man. It is. But let me see something. We got some comments real quick. Auntie said, "Yes, we do repeat things. Also, we give them to we give them too much Bronson at once. I think they're trying to solve everything at one time, give them one issue at a time. Oh, giving too much information at once. Give them too much information. Yeah, if you give it like too much information, should I go to YouTube to comment? You can go to YouTube or Facebook. You can comment. You want your comments to pop up there? Yeah, you can pop them up on there. Go on Facebook. You go on Instagram or YouTube, and you can go ahead and pop all the comments when it comes to that. Okay. Okay, Lala said she sees. Shout out to Lala. Lala said, I totally agree when it comes to the house. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because that's you got time. You got time.
Right.
So that's definitely something that
So, do you feel now? You know, when it comes to communication, there's so many different. It could be how do you feel men? Let's say when it comes to business,
Mhm.
who's a better communicator, men or women?
I feel I'm for me personally, I'm gonna say men in this fact of I feel like I've seen a lot of women that I know in businesses. I'm not taking anything away from great business people. It happens with men too. But I feel like women really put a lot of emotion into it.
Mm.
You know, I see like the emotion, and I feel like when it comes to business, you got to take that emotion out of it sometimes. And I'm not saying all women, so don't get ahead and start
No,
bashing me.
no,
I'm just telling people to come. I know you're, but what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's your emotion. That's how you communicate. But I just feel like sometimes I've seen a lot of women put emotion into it. And you gotta like remove that sometimes. And it's always don't get me twisted. I'm not saying you can't have an emotion when it comes to your business or
Mhm.
that passion for it. But sometimes you got to take your emotions out of it and think for the business. Like, okay, I feel this way. And when you do it because you want to do it and you're not just like, all right, I'm just gonna do it and hope and not saying you want to see it fail, but
Mhm.
going it as this was your idea. You know what I'm saying? The way you saw about it going. So that's kind of like my view of it, like in an emotional side. I feel like communicating the men might, communicate a little different.
I could agree with that as well. I do agree that when it comes to businessmen can communicate better. And I speak from experience. I know there's times with certain things when it comes to running a business. I'm like, am I being too emotional about this? Because I'm kind of feeling it right here. So I agree with that. I do feel when it comes to now, when it comes to relationship, well, you did say with relationships, you do feel who's a better communicator with relationships.
It depends. It happens. It matters if you're in like I'm just speaking for myself, but I feel like um it matters what the situation is.
Hmm.
Like if you want something as a woman, like how all right. So like, look, are you at the point where when you want something as a woman, how do you communicate?
I mean, as a woman, I
Yeah,
express
you say
it.
yeah
I sit and I
all the
say,
time.
like, depending on what it is, not even depending on what it is. If and when it comes to a relationship, and let's say I want us to do some more, I want us to spend more time with each other. I feel I'll be like, listen, can we give me 10 minutes? Give me 10 minutes of your time. I feel we don't spend enough time with it. I'll sit and express it cool, calm, and collectively to where I feel you can understand what it is that I'm
Okay.
saying.
How do you feel that people receive your communication?
Me personally,
Yeah, how do
feel
you
people
feel people receive your communication?
I feel people sometimes take the way I communicate as criticism, maybe sometimes. Or
Mm.
maybe I'm just too
Some good brunching.
how can I say it? I'm the type of person that when I communicate, I don't really add too much emotion, if that makes sense. So I'm just like, listen, I think we should.
Yo!
Yeah.
Oh, he's ready, the angry producer. My God, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
I don't add too much emotion to it when I'm trying to communicate something. So sometimes they probably won't take it so serious because I'm not emotionally expressing it. I'm not like, listen, I feel like we need to spend more time with each other. I'm not doing it that way. I'm more like I think we should spend more time with each other. And so people won't take it so serious because I'm not adding too much emotion to it.
You're emotionless.
I'm not emotionless. I don't know. I
No,
don't know
but
what.
but I'm all right. So now my thing is this: it's like you're saying you don't really put too much because all right, I can be speaking. All right, so look, I get into a situation that's something that I'm passionate about, right? I'm loud.
Mm.
I speak my hands. I'm loud. I'm like, yo, you know this, you know, da, 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 and that's how I am, right? But someone can take that as like I'm yelling and this and that, and I'm like, no, it's just I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. Like even people know when we dealing with business, I'm sitting here like, nah, we gonna just no, and then we, you know, and just I'm all my adrenaline, but people take that as like I'm yelling or you know, I'm no, I'm just passionate. I'm not even yelling. I'm not mad. You know what I mean? And that's the thing is and understand on being on the other end, receiving the communication is a big thing because some people might receive that. I know I watch it for myself because I know how I am. So now I try to tone it down a little bit because I know some people I might, you know, communicate that way and they shut the whole thing down. You know, they'll shut down from communicating any further because of the fact of you know, them being in that communication. But then I a lot of people weren't really like you know, hugged. You know, this Jay said, nah, it's that hand clap you do. He said, tone that is down. Yo, yo. What? Yo. What? All right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yo,
like I
James.
said, my original answer to this is I feel it's a balanced out thing because again, some people just might have ADHD and don't know how to express themselves. Or like me, I can't argue. I'm not arguing with you. If you want to argue, overstand. I'm not going to argue with you because you know what happens? I start to stutter. So now, because I start stuttering, I can't express what I want to express because we're arguing and I'm stuttering and then I black. So to avoid that, I rather just be like, so some people don't like that. Because if I like, let's say you say you sit and you express yourself like this, but you're just excited
How would you
about it.
receive that? How would you
I have to
receive it?
stay quiet because I gotta be like, is he really yelling at me or this just how he talks? So I have to stay quiet to make sure I gotta match your energy a little bit. So I gotta make sure I'm matching the right energy and we on the same page. Because again, you just might have ADHD and it could be severe, and that's just how you express yourself.
She said it can be severe. No, but Lala said, nah, since you want to use your hands. You know Tamika, every time Tamika got to talk, she's DJing. She's like, yo, let me tell you something, okay? I got to get her. Like, yo,
Right.
that right there.
You go, girl.
Oh, my God.
But again, so
You go, girl.
it's all about the person. I do feel like is an even thing. You don't know how somebody's mental is. You don't know how they were brought up. Some people are loud because they're deaf from one ear. You don't even
now you get she's giving you know what's crazy? I feel like right now we're getting into the point where Tamika is trying to cover up for herself and she's speaking from a hurt place. She's definitely speaking from a hurt place. Yeah, I don't know. She's like, there's people. I'm not yelling. They're deaf in one ear. Like I ain't never heard somebody get ahead and say, "Yo, they deaf in one ear, so that's why I yell." Like, nah, I don't agree with that. Look, she said, "Hold on, let me mute myself." But yeah, so people, I need to know about this community thing. Now, how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about receiving communication? Like, do y'all shut down? What kind of receiver are you? Pause. What kind of receiver are you? Are you one of those that if someone's yelling, you shut down? Like you just talked about the whole stuttering and shaking thing. That right there gets me nervous. Like, why are you shaking and stuff like that now? Because now you're going into like, all right, now I want to fight mode. Like that's what I feel when you start shaking like that.
Down. It's not that I shake. I don't shake. I just start stuttering. I'm here. No, I'm not catching a seizure. I just thought because I feel like you're yelling, right? And if you're yelling, and then if you're yelling, and I'm trying to talk to you calmly, and you're still yelling, now I feel like I gotta go over you. Now I'm going higher than what I feel like I need to. I'm gonna start stuttering because again, I do have ADHD, so things is not matching. I see you later, okay? I'm gonna text you guys and let you know what to do. So I'm gonna feel like.
You see how she did that?
Sorry.
I stay later back. I go say okay. I said okay. She came right back. Yo, Lala said, yeah. Lala said, I am always high and he is low. and I never realized how high I was until he recorded me. See, when they record your ass, when they record you, and you finally see what, because I swear on everything I love, I want to set up cameras, and I'm saying this on live, and Jackie, I want to record her sometimes. I'm like, yo, did you hear how you said it to me? Like, because I'm one of those, you say something. My God. Oh my God, it's right. Listen, if you say I'm one of those, like, as soon as you say something a certain way is how my reaction is gonna be. There's a way you can act, like, you can do something as easy as, yo, Bill, can you go make sure you clean the basement or wash the clothes? To where it's like this. Can you please wash the clothes? Right there, I'm done. Like, now I don't want to wash the clothes.
That's
or Ben, can you throw a load in a wash for me or something like that?
Like, Mickey will come and say something, and I'll be like, huh? Like, he says the way sometimes, because I didn't hear him, the way I come around, be like, what you said? And he'd be like, damn, I just said da da da, and I go, oh, but as I'm not saying it in a way like, nigga, oh, I thought so.
But see, no. The way, no, I can hear. Look, I can hear it right now. The way you just said it, you already came in with defense mode. So when you got your hands up, it's like that's what we do.
Because the way it was expressed, right? But again,
was it that
I'm
deep?
going in defense mode because of how I feel you expressed it towards me. Like, if you're telling me, like you said, if you come in with the go put the clothes in the washing machine. Ooh. If you come in that way, I'm gonna go, huh? Oh, excuse me. Nah, I just
hold on. Wait. Nah, time out. Wait. If you see your face, yo, he said, yo, can you wash the clothes? You said, huh? That, huh? It's two things. You can like this.
Right. I'm already coming in defense mode because I feel like you're telling me what to do.
But you came with your hands up. Why can't you just say, hold on, let me get character. Hold on. I'm trying to get character. Hold on, watch. You gotta be like, hold on. You'll be like, excuse me, I didn't hear you.
Who, me?
You talking to me? You gotta ask questions. You gotta get eye confront. Don't go in the face. Do what I do. I got confused. I was like, Angela, she talking to you? Yo, I'm sorry, y'all.
Because I feel like you're not asking me nicely, and then you come back. Then on how you come back with it, I'm gonna say, oh, and he'll be like, oh, it's fighting words in his hood. That's what he says. Oh, it's fighting words. Like,
no, but Tamika, he wasn't even there, and it didn't even happen right now. Your response, Tamika, your response. I feel like you always respond with your hands up, like you ready to fight.
I'm not.
Like this. Did you cook dinner? What? I just asked, did you cook dinner? That's what just happened right there. You don't agree?
No, that's different.
If I say, did you cook?
There's a difference.
Did you cook dinner?
Cook dinner and saying, go put the.
Did you cook? No. Did you cook? Is that okay? If I come in the house and just say, yo, did you cook?
Like that? Or like, huh? Excuse me?
We got a new guest.
Hi!
Good Brunchin. How you doing? Bina, how you doing?
Why are you so excited to see me? Did I do something wrong?
We haven't seen you since Friday.
Oh my goodness! You know something? The Clips must have came to Atlanta already.
Hi, Tamika and
Billy. Good brunchin. Before we get to you, Athena, real quick, I want to go to Hazel. I'm loving the interest of the guests. Yes, thank you to the angry producer. This is what we do here on the Brunch Show every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. But listen, Hazel said men always think we're arguing or nagging. Fuck out of here. Hazel, your ass, I've seen how you communicate, and your ass is probably nagging. Okay? I mean, now you're not nagging about certain things. It's your community, it's how you communicate. Because you just like Tamika. You come in a little on 10. Like, bring it down maybe to like a 6. Try 6 for me, you know?
I just feel there's a difference from asking, did you cook, to saying, go put the clothes in the washing machine. Because then I'm going to be like, excuse me, you could ask nicely.
Athena.
Hey, can you put the clothes in the washing machine?
But also,
Coming and saying, hey,
William.
cook is different than
okay.
you cook.
I'm gonna come back to that, Hazel. I'm gonna come back to that, Hazel. But Athena, reading the question. The question says, "Who are better communicators, men or women?"
Well, of course, women are, but it's also dependent on how you communicate.
So
I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to kind of it. I don't know.
In your experience, and we're speaking not just relationships. It can be with, like, with kids, with communication with your kids or whatever.
I think that women are better communicators. Just because I'm going to add into the emotional side of it. I think emotions have a lot to deal with that, with the communication. We speak more on how we feel. Men are, and this is a sad thing. We were just talking about this yesterday. I went to a relationship panel. Men are taught to hold in their emotions, which is kind of sad. That's why men are so kind of fucked up. Sorry, y'all. Y'all really, we as women, we really need to do better with men, and that's an honest thing. Like, there's so many men that are going through mental turmoil, and that affects their communication because we're so quick to cut them off. You don't know. You don't know. And we always so quick to jab. So that's why men are not the best communicators, because they're always shut down. Mm-hmm. So I think we as women do a lot better as far as listening to our men and allowing them to be who they are and have a safe space. True. Because we don't.
Angry producer, can you get some claps to that, please? Can you get some claps to that? Come on, I think we just need some claps. That. Oh, you better. You come on, Beanie. You came in here. You know the clips.
I'm growing. I'm growing. I'm actually learning from my past mistakes. And I went to a panel yesterday for real talking about Black love and love in general. And a lot of men, you guys, I'm going to use I don't want to change the subject, but I just want to use a quick reference. When we're kids, we fall and we hurt ourselves. Young ladies, we get, oh, my baby, you done hurt yourself. Are you okay? And then when a young man falls, he get up. You ain't hurt yourself. Dry yourself up. You fine. Don't cry. Don't be a sissy. Don't be this. And that's constantly said to them. So they're always on a defense mode. So they're scared to communicate because they don't know what's going to be said to them. And this is a new era. This is 2024, ladies. We have to do better. You want to know why we're not in these relationships and why we don't. Because if you want someone to treat you like that and love on you, they need the same love. This just because a man is a man, or I want to see my man cry in front of me. I want to see him be who he is with me, and hopefully God. And the other day I did say on that relationship when I said I didn't want to be in a relationship, but I've had a really long thought process just thinking through the weekend, and I'm like, I do want to be in a relationship. I just want to be in a relationship with someone that respects me and gives me the same respect that I give to them. Right. So yeah.
You go, girl.
You go, girl. I want to go to the comments real quick on Instagram. Hazel said, and I like this, and it's kind of, I think Athena said something also about it. It says, but also how he was brought up and spoken to. And then she said, because he's always says you talk like your parents when you talk to others like you got authority. Nigga, I do. She crazy. But yeah, but I think that what you. We got Jay in the building. What's going on, Jay? How you doing? Good brunching. So, just speaking on how you were brought up, I think that does have a something to do with it also, because it's something that you saw coming up. How did you see your parents communicate, or whoever those figures communicate? How did you see, and I just not even just saying just relationship wise, I say like coaches, you know what I'm saying? For me as a basketball coach, how did I see my coaches communicate to the team? You know what I mean? So I took a lot of that also. And some people took the coaches, like there's a difference. I feel like there's a difference between a coach that's yelling at you because you missed a layup and it's cursing you out because you missed a layup, but a coach that's yelling at you to encourage you. Come on, you gotta keep going, or yelling at you certain things. There's different communications. I dealt with that. Like people looked at my dad and was like, "Yo, he's crazy," but he yelled at us all the time. But it wasn't nothing that you was like putting the kids down or something like that. But some people couldn't take that communication, and that's kind of like the tough love type of thing. Like I believe me coming up, I didn't get the whole get up and brush it off, whatever. But that wasn't just for me; it was me and my sister. I mean, my sister got a little more, less than I would. I agree with what Athena said, but at the same time, that tough love is expressed a different way. Some people can't receive that tough love. Some people need that hug and different things like that. So that's another form of communication. But Jay, how do you feel about who communicates better, men or women?
Women communicate better, but just to recap on when we was in the comments with the tone, Mika up here lying talking about some she be nice when she be communicating. Her hang up is mad serious. Like, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. Like, okay, wow. My bad.
It was not
about communication, but it's the tone, like the tone and the way they project it. Is like, are you giving me an attitude right now? Like, are you my mom? I'm offended.
I hate to feel like when you're in a relationship and someone feels like they can talk to you, like you said, like you're my mother or my, like, nah, we're not gonna do that.
Like you barked at me. Like, what's with the orders? Like, we can't just have a great dialogue.
The worst part is not being able to communicate. You have to be walking on eggshells. Should I say this? Should I say that?
But see, that's I feel like I feel like that's a problem in a lot of relationships, not being able to communicate, maybe or not saying, because people take things differently, and I can agree with you, because I won't say certain things because I know how you might take it. But then I think that's where you got to bring a third party in, like a therapist or somebody in to get ahead and communicate to. That's because
need a mediator.
They're never. Yeah, not even, because real talk, there's never gonna be a way for them to hear you, because they're stuck. Like, no, this is how I'm receiving, this is how I'm receiving it. You sitting there saying, well, this is how I'm giving, this is how I'm giving it. So y'all are both gonna keep going, bumping heads, because there's no way to get to the other side. Even when you try to bend a little bit to open it up and be like, okay, if I open my side up a little bit, maybe she'll open hers. And then when she don't open, you be like, no, close my shit too. You know what I'm saying? So that's real.
So I do want to sit and say, when it came to learning how to communicate, right? Because myself, I had to learn how to communicate growing up, and even now, having 5 kids, right? Having 5 kids and understanding that each and every one of them have a different personality. The same way one pregnancy wasn't the same like the other one, it goes for my kids. So I've learned that one may need a little tougher way of communicating because that's how they understand it, and another one just needs a little softer tone. So communicating, having my kids, having 2 girls and 3 boys, and learning like, all right, the way I handle this one, I can't handle this one because this one's just a little more sensitive. This one I gotta be a little more tougher because this one is just a little more emotional. This one, I don't know, is a little iffy. So I had to really learn I can't communicate the same with everyone, because everyone is not going to receive it the same. So I think with the kids, having my kids helped me a lot with learning how to communicate with people and listening to understand and not listening to respond.
Listening to, I like that. That's the big one. Listening to respond. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people.
That's my issue. That's my problem.
A lot of people.
I think a lot of people do that too. They don't like they listen, but they don't listen to respond. Like, having a conversation and communicating is all about understanding. You know what I mean?
But you shouldn't listen to respond.
Like Athena said, it all come also like how you was raised, like your childhood. What happened during your teenage years. Sometimes people be carrying all that same baggage with how they were spoken to growing up. So when you talk to them in a certain tone, or you say just specific words to them, it's like an automatic like snap trigger. All of a sudden they got an attitude, or they don't even want to hear it no more.
I think that the listening to understand is
Oh, you said what? Now you know it.
I think that
so like I said, it's to listen to understand and not listening to just respond. That's what it was that I said, because If you're just listening because you want to respond, you're not trying to take in what it is that's being communicated. You're not trying to take it in and overstand. So that's why I sit back and I listen, because you could be expressing something to me, and it could be very loud, and it could be like, it could sound angry.
Hold on, I'm gonna get that.
It doesn't have nothing to do with me.
No, you good. Look at it's something that Hazel said in the comments. But now let me ask you a question. Hazel says in the comments, she was like, what did she say? She says, definitely a trigger, because don't say relax, calm down, and it don't fucking work. Because my thing is this. If we're in a situation and you're coming at me crazy, right? I feel like I should be able to say something to let you know you're triggering me. You like, I need you, like, we can talk, because I'm all about, once you start yelling, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm like, look, we can talk, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you. And this is before I shut down, because like, you yelling this and that, and this is crazy right now. So I'm gonna let you know something. I'm gonna say calm. I might say calm down. All right, look, chill. If we gonna have this conversation, I gotta be able to say that. If I can't say that, then there's no protecting myself now, because now I'm just gonna go into shutdown mode. Because if I don't go into shutdown mode, now I'm matching your energy, and nothing is getting handled right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's gotta be a safe word. There's gotta be a safe word.
They'll say he gonna be out here like Kevin Hart, like pineapples, cut it out.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, chill.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what we have to do, because that's crazy. I think we got some more guests in the building. Queen is in the building. Queen, welcome to the show. Good Brunchin. I didn't know where you was at, so I
was in court this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, happy you out.
Oh, no. Not for me as an advocate or behalf of family.
I'm just making sure. It's still happy you out of court. But look, Good Brunchin. So how do you feel? Who are better communicators, men or women?
See, the question is not who's better, who's more efficient at communicating. That's the key word. I would say women are more efficient at communicating, but also it's not, because men are very emotional, and yes, I do mean that. Men are more emotional than women. It's how they show their emotion with it. But women are better at communicating their emotions than men are. They're more efficient at communicating what's wrong with them versus a man. But a man, you gotta pull it at him, or he huffing and puffing, and then you like kind of sort of wanna be like, okay, what's wrong? But then he's still huffing and puffing, and it's like, I'm not gonna keep asking you if you're not gonna tell me what's wrong. We're not mind readers. I mean, I'm a little bit of a mind reader, but I'm not a mind reader.
So I wanna agree.
Okay. No, you go.
I want to agree to it, because it's just like what Athena said and what I said in the beginning. With men, you guys are emotional, but y'all just hold it in, because you guys, men, are taught not to share how y'all feel, because that's B shit, or men are not supposed to do that. So I kind of agree. Go ahead.
Okay, let me breathe for a second. Okay. Nah, I feel like, okay, I'm with you with the whole men are emotional and we hold things in. But then sometimes I feel like we hold things in because when we do express ourselves, y'all have the guards up, and now it's like, oh, y'all make a big deal about what we're coming with. So now it's like, something, I'm not going to say nothing anymore. I'm going to hold it on, because when I try to communicate, you can't receive it, or you go back to the point where you're receiving to not, would you say you're receiving to answer.
You're listening. You're listening to respond and be defensive, not listening to understand. There's a huge difference, and as I said, I'm learning that now.
So that's why I feel, from the men's point of view, I feel that's where that stems from, where we're holding him, because when we communicate and then y'all always in the defense mode, I don't want to communicate no more. We get into that shutdown mode, or we just sit there and go whatever. Now we sitting and holding on to stuff that, we want to get it out, but we can't get it out to your ass, because every time we try to get it out, you want to get ahead and you got the answers. You don't got the answers.
What you say is how you say it.
Agree.
It's how you say it.
And it's amazing that you guys are saying that because I went to, like I was saying, I went to that relationship thing yesterday, and the guy was saying, "Do you guys know who KJ and Sky is? They're from she's on Sisters and he's on All the Queen's Men. I don't know if you guys know of them,
Oh yeah, I
but
think I
they're
know. I
married."
know you too.
And he was saying he was saying that when she just thought she grew up in a household, everybody was loud and raunchy and da 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 da, and she would talk. I'm sorry, can y'all hear me?
You good guy?
Okay, so
You
when
good
she
guy?
was saying that she was talking to him, she said something crazy to him, and he said, "Well, you know what? You're not going to talk to me like that." Now, she didn't mean anything bad by it. She was like, "Well, it's not that serious," but what it is was it was serious to him because he had a different upbringing than she did. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a little too much for him. So then what happened was she went to therapy to learn how to talk better to her husband or learn how to be more in her feminine side. Because sometimes we don't know how to talk to people. People can receive things completely differently. So I just thought that was a major thing that I learned yesterday, especially with the communicating. So that's
No,
my
that's
issue.
good.
My communication is off.
No, that's good. No, I hear you. I hear you. You have something to say to me? Oh, okay. So now we can get ahead and do this because we got to get, it's Monday, so we're gonna get into our meditation Mondays before we dismiss y'all from the brunch show. But Queen, in relationships, do you feel that men or women communicate better in the relationship?
Do I feel like they communicate better within a relationship versus being single?
No, just in the relationship, because like I said, this communication can go for anything. It can go how you communicate with your kids, this is that. But I'm saying, when it comes to your relationship, how do you feel?
I'm big on communication, so I like to learn my partner's style of communication because so like my parents used to argue, right? And of course that is some form of abuse in there, but I learned how that's how they communicated with each other. No, it wasn't coming to blows or anything like that, but it was like when it would get to a point where it would blow up between them, that's how we know, okay, they got some shit to let off their chest. That's how they communicated with each other. And I saw that, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like people yelling. I don't like that. We can talk at a normal voice. You don't have to yell or do any of those things. Because that's how I am when it comes to communicating. Like I literally just got into an issue outside the courtroom based off of miscommunication. And it almost got ugly, but I de-escalated the situation and brought it down to, it was a miscommunication. So it just when you're in a heated moment, people miss the message. So
Yep, that's
when
just
communicating, it's always make sure you're in the right headspace to actually sit down and have a mature, grown up conversation. If one of y'all are extra mad, if one of y'all like super sad, y'all can't communicate with each other because both of your emotions are opposite ends. So when approaching any situation, you always have to come cool, calm, and collected.
I agree. Let me just go to the comments real quick. We got Shamik said verbal is one thing, but you pay attention and you learn to read nonverbal communication. I definitely agree with that. And then Queen Shah asked, she's in 39 relationships. Which one is she talking about?
Listen, I communicate with all of them, all right?
Yo, we got Miss La Bonita in the building.
La bonita.
How are you? Before we get ahead and move the show along, we're gonna ask you the question: who's better communicators, men or women?
I can't say either or. I just think that we all try to force our form of communication on other people. And I think that, we all should just work on our own individual communication tactics and knowing how to be diverse within communicating with different types and styles of people. I think that we're responsible individually for ourselves. I don't think I can choose man or woman. I think that when I wanted to really understand a man, I learned how to communicate better with him. So I'm always going to understand that Tom's not going to communicate the way Dick is, and Dick's not going to communicate the way Harry is. So I have to conform as a woman, my communication style and my upbringing and my lifestyle of communicating to conform to a man and how he communicates. So same thing with my friends, Sarah, Jessica, and Renee are all going to communicate different. I know that you guys can understand that in your spirits of knowing you got to communicate a certain way with a certain person. Even my brother has 2 babies' moms, a wife and an ex. So they both have kids with my brother. They're both polar different women. So I have to communicate differently to both of them for the sake of the children and my brother. So, I can't choose one, but great topic. I think I definitely was tuned in late. I hate it. You guys start sending it to me earlier so I can join.
We got you. We thank you for just dropping in. And they're giving you shout outs in the Pocahontas in the comments. They see Pocahontas. I saw the same thing. I was like, okay, somebody gonna say it, but we appreciate y'all. We thank everybody for dropping in. So we're gonna get ahead and move to the Meditation Monday part of the show, but we'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You already know, so y'all always welcome back to brunch. All right, so we're gonna bring y'all down and we're gonna get everything ready for Tamika's portion of the show. Mika, you ready? You focus right now.
I'm ready, guys. You guys are ready. You guys are ready.
If the mood is right, we're gonna set you up. We're gonna get Meek right now. Okay. This is
so everybody's about to sit and go back to their regular routine. Some people are at work, finishing their lunch. Some of us are entrepreneurs, going back into what we do best, paying ourselves. So welcome everybody to Meditation Monday as we sit and tap into the transformative energy of this solar eclipse. I want everybody to take a moment to center yourself, closing your eyes and feeling the powerful energy of this eclipse surrounding you. This is a time of profound, transformative, and growth, and we are here to embrace it fully. As you breathe in deeply, envision the sun and the moon aligning in your perfect harmony, creating a portal of cosmic energy that flows through you. Allow this energy to awaken your inner power and to ignite a sense of renewal within you. Feel the old patterns and limitations melting away, making room for new beginnings and opportunities to emerge. Embracing the change that is happening within and around you and trusting the process of your transformative energy. As the eclipse reaches its peak, visualize yourself stepping into the new chapter of your life, filled with clarity, purpose, and abundance. Allow yourself to be open with infinite possibilities that God has in store for you. Take a moment to express gratitude for this moment of transformation and growth, knowing that you are supported and guided by your ancestors at play. When you are ready, gently open your eyes and carry this sense of empowerment and renewal with you into the rest of the week. Thank you for joining and tapping into this transformative energy of this solar eclipse through this Meditation Monday. And I hope you guys continue to embrace this magic of a change and renewal in your life. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week, okay? We can't hear you.
Y'all better come on. I was really just sitting here. I was almost fell asleep. So thank you for getting us ready for our week. Look, trust the process. Okay, I see
Trust the process.
Yeah, so that was good. That was good.
By sight, leave everything in God's hands. Like I was telling everybody today, this is a different energy today. We're having a huge solar eclipse that hasn't happened since 1776. So many of us that know this energy will know that there are spiritual people out there that are very paranoid. So we have to sit and pay attention to the energy that's going around us and take this time now that we're logging off and going back to our regular routine. The sun is out. Be grateful for what it is that you have now. Be grateful for breathing. Be grateful for the clouds, the trees, whatever it is that you have, all the seeds that you planted during this time of day, be grateful for it. When the eclipse is happening, that 5 minutes, just pray. Pray. Thank you, God. 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 Just whatever it is, just be grateful for what it is that you have. And tonight, manifest. Period.
Manifested. But you already know, people, we are back here tomorrow for another great show. Shout out to the angry producer. We thank you. It's getting up. Angry producer always in the building. But people, we will be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Don't be late, and make sure y'all share live and y'all share it on Facebook. Go share it on YouTube, and make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all follow us on all platforms at the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's your boy Bill the Billionaire. We got Meek in the building. Killer Hoods, and shout out to the angry producer, and shout out to my brother Ace Brown. We seen
Ace, real quick. Missed you today. We missed you today, brother.
I want to know how Ace's communication is going. He's having one of those days. But look, like I said, follow us on all platforms at the Good Brunchin Podcast, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Good brunchin'. A good brunchin'. A good brunchin'. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. 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 Everybody. Good brunchin'. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. Everybody. Good brunchin'. You are tuned into